Hello and welcome back to the round 2 front 9 of the Hyzer for Hopes 3, sponsored by Hope Outdoors.
Yeah, at the beautiful Lake Ellis Disc Golf Course in CHATOM, Alabama, about an hour north of Mobile. I'm Josh Hollingsworth.
I'm Philip Tate.
And we're Tatersworth Commentary.
All right, y'all, we're back at it. We got Chad Sherbert here making the lead card. He's your overall leader for this tournament.
Coming back from round 1, he hit some beautiful putts after the first couple holes. Cheesing right there.
Ryan Morris making it to the lead card, shooting a hot round, making it to second place.
Yep. And then we got Blaine Roberts, the Tomahawk specialist from Hattiesburg, and myself.
Josh Hollingsworth. Look at Bluffside Birdie.
Yeah, go look them up. Like to give a shout out to my new sponsor, Tomahawk Guys, with JT Givens out of Jackson, Alabama. He's doing some really good things, so check him out on Facebook.
All right, as we move in back to hole 1, simple little straight shot, 375 feet, par 3. You got Chad Sherbert here, going to show you the righty hyzer route.
Yeah, he cooked it a little long first round. Looks like this one's straightened out a little bit for him, and he'll have an uphill putt as he's over that berm.
Yeah, he was saying, oh, now he want to straighten out for me, but it definitely the wind has a lot to play in that factor.
And so Ryan Morris out of Biloxi, Mississippi, he's a really good wind player as he plays Hiller Park all the time, and that's all it does there is blow left and right.
I mean, ripping winds. Yeah, we'll see some tournaments coming up there really soon, maybe an NAGT event or so.
With a pretty good TD, I hear.
Yeah, I mean, he's stud.
So Blaine's showing you the Tomahawk route. You kind of pick a spot in the sky, you know kind of how hard to throw it from your practice rounds and seeing the distance, and he's got it pretty close.
Yeah, but he's made it over the hill. Let's hope he didn't catch a late roll or anything. As Josh showing you the same route, just a little more to the right, looking pin high, with the straight headwind putt. So,
yeah, I just want to be on the berm. I don't want to be putting uphill. Ryan giving it a bid from about 40, and he's a little off. Looks like Chad's about similar distance on the opposite side of the basket.
Yeah, again, this course is extremely fun to all players. I mean, they do have a few sets of tees out here. They have white and red tees for those beginners. The white tees, some of them can play a little challenging, especially like a hole 1 when you got the wind blowing in your face. I would have to imagine.
Blaine from downtown.
Oh, look at him. He gets the Nuke's Eatery flashback. Again, thanks, Nuke's Eatery, for sponsoring this video. If you are ever in the area, check him out. Get some great food.
And he landed close to the basket and took an unfavorable roll, but he says, nah, I'm taking the 2 today.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the course. I mean, a lot of fun. You get a lot of great sights to watch out here.
And it's a change of pace from all the other courses around the area, or most of the other courses around the area, is this one has a lot of elevation change.
Right, and, elevation makes courses really fun, really challenging. As you see here, Ryan had an uphill putt. I mean, you should be getting it, but again, with this win, with the nerves on making lead card, hole 1, I mean, a number of factors go into play when you're doing this. So,
yeah, he's a good player. He'll clean it up. And Chad and I tapping in for 3s. Ryan taking the unfortunate 4, and Blaine coming away with the 2 on the first hole.
Yeah, as you see some scores here, Chad's still sitting at 9 down, Ryan at -7. So we should see a tight little battle here going up through the front 9.
Yeah, hole 2 from the first round. This is obviously all these holes we're playing the same course, so you'll see them again. You want to have a hyzer shot that's stalling towards the basket, kind of falling in. The wind's kind of messing with it, but you are in this little cove of trees over here. Or if you're Blaine or myself, you cut the corner with a tomahawk. And Blaine almost dunked it the first round.
Let's see if he can give it another bid. Oh my gosh. What is he doing? What happened there?
So, as a fellow tomahawker, I will say that's the risk. Sometimes you'll get a crazy roll.
Right, and so he hit the tree, it bounced off the ground and stayed nose. And when it stays on the nose like that, going at an elevation going down, there's no good in sight there.
And it's a crazy thing to watch from this angle, as we obviously couldn't see that from off the tee. This is a blind tee shot past that corner.
Right, I'm sure all they could see from down there is my camera turning sideways, following it down the hill.
Chad showing us a good route. He's in the circle, and I didn't make the adjustment from round 1. I'm a little bit further out with this putt. It's tough to get it cresting over the peak of those trees and back down. Sometimes you just put a little too much power on it and go long, but it's better than being short OB on the left side of that sidewalk.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you take the risk by sawing it off to get it to the pin. But yeah, if you do too short, you're either going to be in the woods early, or you're going to find that sidewalk left. So
Blaine throwing his DGPT justice and catching a tree, but he'll have a putt for a 3. It'll be a little bit more than that he wanted, but at least he's got a putt.
yeah, my buddy Josh here with about a 40-foot downhill putt. Just giving it a good bid there.
Yeah, I love those putts.
Yeah, as you see him hit some cage, I mean, better than where it could have been, and he'll tap in for a par. So
Yeah, I'm not mad at that run. I'm not making the majority of those putts.
yeah, I mean, and you gave it a good bid. That's all you can be happy with. Comfort putt on the second one. So
We still haven't got to Chad's drive, and Blaine's going to go for a 3 from outside the circle, just a little short. Again, the elevation change going uphill.
I'm telling you, most players aren't used to this, so it's a new thing for us around here.
Chad with the tap in 2, and he'll walk away with the only deuce on the card. As Blaine's going to give the 2-on-1 right back. Chad giving us a little shuffle step. And we'll move on to hole 3. As you see the scores, Chad at 10 under par, Ryan at 7, Blaine at 7, and myself at 5. So he's got a 3-stroke lead on everyone in the field right now.
Yeah, again, hole 3, that downhill shot. Just play it smooth and you'll be fine.
Yeah, 208 feet. Keep it simple. Don't throw it straight into the ground, as someone showed us the first round.
And don't throw it long.
Yeah, there is water long. So Chad playing this forehand out wide definitely helps with speed control and getting into the green. I'm going to try the same shot as last round, and I do make the correction and give it a run.
Oh, so close. You can't see it from the top angle. Again, that's one of those things when you don't have a second camera. You do miss those final follow-throughs on the shot, but at the same time, it's good just having footage out there for y'all to watch.
So I chained out of this hole in a practice round a while back, and that's why I throw the putter. But watching these guys throw the forehand, I might just go with this shot from now on and secure the 2.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why you didn't just throw the pancake down the hill and slide all the way down to it.
I got to give the viewers a little change of pace sometimes.
Right, yeah. You got to make it interesting for them. All right, Chad, here's in that marshy area we're telling you about, and it's nasty down there.
It is in bounds. He's not in the lake. Nothing was painted off on this hole. I'm about 10 feet past the basket and scare myself a little bit, but count it for 2.
Right. He was not making the same mistake as the first round. Cleaned it up good for a birdie, and, he'll walk away from that one with a smile on his face. So, yeah, this is another one of those holes, make it a little challenging. Paint a line all the way down there at the bottom so that way you can't go into that marsh. It will change the scores, possibly even increase the ratings a little bit. So, just a little things that always make something challenging. So,
and this is a Southern National event. So to Philip's point there, you play it a little bit differently than when you're playing at PDGA. I feel like I play more aggressively in Southern National because I want to score big and I don't have any rating to risk. I'm just playing for placement.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but Southern Nationals also gives you that fun, family friendly environment. A lot of times, it makes good for charity events. It makes good for solid tournaments in general. I mean, Southern Nationals has been around for a long time, and if you haven't looked into Southern Nationals, sndg.org, you can check out all kinds of events going on. Think about hosting your own events sometimes, and just look into them if you haven't been a part of the Southern Nationals community yet.
Yeah, that's where I grew up in disc golf, was in Southern Nationals tournaments.
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't play my first PDJ event until 2013, and I'd already been playing for about 4 years, so that tells you anything.
So Blaine going to show us the tomahawk approach up the hill. Just takes the hill out of the equation. It hits the ground soft as it is uphill, and he actually is going to get a little bit of a roll there, contrary to what I said.
Staying safe. Gets a roll back to the basket.
He was trying to jump up on the tee box to see where he went.
Yeah, you really cannot see the ground of the basket from the tee box. It's that much elevation. You're talking about probably 75 feet of elevation.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. So
So Chad going with a straighter putter shot, and he'll have a very easy look for 2.
Yeah, making easy work of this hole.
Ryan furthest away on the card, and he's right at circle's edge.
Gives it a great bid, you know, and from that distance, like they say, it's hit or miss.
That's right.
Blaine here, to see if he can get another birdie on this hole. Absolutely. I mean, this guy's been playing solid first round, and so far into the second round, I wouldn't expect anything less.
I think for me and him, this hole is a must-have. I mean, it's just throw a tomahawk 40% up the hill and have it land, you know, sort of near the basket.
Yeah, as we Chad, ooh, was supposed to be cleaning up there for birdie, just slide out the right side. You know, these T2s will catch really well, but if you do hit right side, left side, unfortunately, you know, they give it what it's worth. You got to hit dead center and make a good putt.
And Ryan going to clean up for a 3.
Yeah, this is one of those holes where you would see majority birdie. Unfortunately, on this time we had a few misses, but there'll be plenty more opportunities for these guys to get it back.
And Chad's got a couple strokes to play with, so I think he's fine.
Yeah, he's actually only 2 back of Ryan, 1 back of Blaine. So you know we expect to see Blaine try to make a good run. We'll just see what happens here.
So hole 5, downhill, 350 feet. You've got a couple of different options off the tee. I like playing the wide hyzer forehand out to the left and swinging it in. You also have a hyzer right if you're playing a righty backhand, or you can go straight at the basket. And if you do go straight at the basket or one of those, you have a ceiling that forces you to throw with the hill.
Right. And so we're going to see, you know, a majority similar, same shots as first round. We do got a forehand here that made it through.
Yeah, I cut it off a little early. This hole's kind of deceptive because you want to try to check up. I threw a Justice, but I think the next time I throw this hole, I'll probably throw a Firebird and try to swing it at the basket and fade hard.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you don't have to worry too much about going it long. I mean,
I didn't mention this line. Blaine likes to throw over everything.
We saw it the first round. It had a little more success, but as you can see, when you throw it over the top like that, there's nothing obstructing you from getting down there. Again, with another forehand. And that one looks to be down there on the putting green.
Yeah, great shot.
Definitely.
So here's Chad. I think he's going to take the hyzer line out to the right, probably with a mid-range.
Catches that late tree. We thought it was going to make it all the way down there for a second. He made it smooth the first round, put it into the basket.
Oh, he's waving goodbye.
I'm telling you, the wind out there is no joke. So, you know, you really have no idea what's going to happen when that disc comes out of your hand. You just got to play it smooth, be calm, and hope for the best there.
So you see this big stump that Blaine's putting over here. That wasn't there this time last year. We had a couple storms that came through. Volunteers on the course, Jimmy Finley and all his crew, they did a great job getting everything cleaned up.
Yeah, the course looked amazing.
I'm just a little short with my putt from about 40. We got Chad trying to come back for his 3.
Yeah, I mean, and these guys, when they're putting, they're looking at a very picturesque background. So, you know, sometimes it can be real distracting when you're looking at such a, you know, beautiful backdrop there. As you see them just like move past the basket just a little too hard.
So Ryan with our only hope on the card to get the 2, and he bangs it home.
Right, and Ryan's notorious for making these putts. Like, I mean, you can never count him out in any kind of wind, any kind of condition, rain, sleet, or snow. You know, so give it to him.
Chad taps in with a 4. You got to think he's not happy about it on this hole, but he had the lead. He had a few strokes to play with. I think he actually may be getting pretty close to Blaine now.
Yeah, I do believe if we see Blaine here tap in for a par, that will tie it up at the moment.
I think I heard Chad say he just wanted to give a little drama at home for the viewers.
Yeah, no, I mean, got to make it interesting. So why be boring the whole time?
So
yeah, as you can see, well, actually, there's a 3-way tie. Ryan, Blaine, and Chad are all tied up.
Mm-hmm. So we're going into hole 6. Really, just don't overcomplicate the hole. Throw a forehand, check it into the ground. It should check onto the green, and you can have an easy 2 look.
Yep.
And Ryan showing us how that's done.
Yep, and these guys at this moment, they were like, we have to get one for the camera. Josh was like...
Yeah, I did ask Tate if he wanted to see the ace run and may have cut it off a little early.
Yeah, this is kind of the hole where you might be able to sacrifice it if you need to, because getting a par, throwing it early is not as difficult as it seems. And, these guys wanted to make the highlight reel, possibly get some ESPN time. Who knows?
Maybe. And being 4 strokes back, I'm trying to push these guys a little bit at this point, so I got to try to make every shot I can.
Right. Gotta give excitement for the viewers, give excitement for yourself, and make your opponents feel like what's gonna happen next. They always have to be on their toes.
So I really had nothing out of there. I just forced the tomahawk out and gives me this uphill look from circle's edge for a 3, which is not what you want on this hole. And yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only mistake you can make on this hole. Unfortunately, you did catch a little early cabbage, but trying to get the viewers what they want.
This coverage happened about a couple weeks ago, and I'm still kicking myself in the tail over this hole.
I thought he would never let me leave it down, so I'm happy he's not too mad at me for trying to get that good action, but at the same time, he wanted it too. So
exactly,
we have a little fun out here, so it's all good. All right, as we see the rest of these guys clean it up, we're gonna move on to hole 7. All right, after hole 6, so we see we still got a 3-way tie here. They all got birdies. Josh sitting at -6, still hanging in there.
Yeah, so hole 7, you've got this hyzer to the right, which is what 2 of these guys are going to take, I believe. You swing it out of bounds for a minute, but it should skip back in as long as you hit that first gap. You can take a wide forehand out to the left and skip it in, let the hill use it, or go up the middle with a flex shot, which is what I think we'll see out of Blaine.
Yep, and then, I like holes where it gives every player an opportunity. You step up to a hole and it's a righty hyzer, it gets kind of boring if that's every single hole. I like the uniqueness. I like that it gives everybody an opportunity to throw a shot.
Definitely. So Ryan cut his off early and caught a tree, and Blaine, unfortunately, is going to find that out of bounds. He'll be putting from 3 from about circle's edge, but, man, that is still going. And that can happen on this hole. If you don't get it put on that anti-angle, the disc can easily find out of bounds. As Chad catches the cart path and gets a great skip down onto the green.
Yeah, he almost made his shot identical from the first round. Beautiful line, beautiful skip, and you couldn't ask for a better placement.
So I made the same mistake this round as I did the last round. You can't miss wide on that forehand route. You've got to miss early in the gap. And I'm going to have a long putt at it again.
And that's what's great about post-production is that you can go back and you can look at other players' lines and, you can either learn from them and or better yet, you can see different angles that maybe you didn't see before. Like for me, I would have never thought this was even a line on the outside over the cart path. But apparently,
Apparently that's the shot of choice.
Yeah, I'd take it. I'd take the risk. I feel like the worst that could happen if you throw the righty hyzer is you hit a tree early or you don't make it all the way down there, as opposed to either skipping off to the right going OB or, not making it all the way down the fairway on the left side. So.
And Chad showing us how it's done. I think he went 2 for 2 on this hole today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's -2 on this hole, so that's pretty dang good.
Ryan cleaning up for a 3, and I'll do the same.
Yep, and we'll be scooting on over to hole 8.
And Blaine taking the unfortunate 4P after going out of bounds.
Yep, he did. He made good of it. As you see, Chad take over the lead again. Ryan at -10, Blaine at -9, and back to the levee holes. This is where you can either make it or break it.
These 2 holes are tough, and especially in the wind as it's happening today. You miss left, you're in the woods. Might as well be out of bounds because you got to pitch out. Swing it out too far to the right wide, you're in the water, you are out of bounds, probably lost your disc too. So you just want to be somewhere in the middle in this hole. Try not to overcomplicate it. Just give yourself a chance to give an upshot for a birdie.
Yeah. First round, the cameraman, he was out there in the front, so he was able to see where the disc landed in the water. Second round, luckily,
giving y'all a little bit of perspective here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Behind us.
When you only got one camera to work with, you have to mix it up a little bit for the viewers. So as we see here, Ryan,
beautiful shot.
Beautiful. Like, that's where you want it. You couldn't ask I mean, you may be a little close to the pole, but you really cannot ask to be in a better spot up top, looking at the basket. I mean,
and I love throwing the tomahawk on this hole, watching it fly, skip it off the top, get into the bottom, give myself about a 250-foot up shot.
Right, and it was pretty much identical to the first round, so now you can see the perspective from behind the player, and look at it. I mean,
that disc is moving.
There's not much more you could say. I mean, that's great. He's not as happy about it because he would rather have been in the bottom, but for the majority of the players, they would ask to put their disc in that same exact spot. So,
and you can see the different angles that Blaine and I are taking with the disc here. We're actually, I'm throwing Firebirds or Triple Aces. I like throwing a lot of fairway drivers. He's throwing faster stuff a lot of the time, Nuco S and whatnot. So the disc just behaves differently in the air, much like when you're throwing a backhand or a forehand.
Yeah, and rumor has it that for $50 an hour, Josh will teach you how to throw a tomahawk. So,
there's a lot of things I do for $50 an hour.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking to throw a tomahawk, reach out to Josh. Actually, message Blaine first.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, as you see here, Josh about the same spot as the first round. Looking to just get up and down here.
Yeah, so my mistake the first round was leaving it short, so I said I wasn't going to do that again, and I didn't, and it decided to roll 40 feet past the basket.
Yeah, but that looked like a lot closer, a lot better of a shot. You put out the Bushnell rangefinder,
yeah.
And the first round kind of set him off just a little bit, but he corrected it, got close to the pin.
And that's the risk with coming in, on a sharp hyzer or on a tomahawk line. Sometimes you'll catch that edge and take a little roll away, but I'll take the positive that comes with that little bit of negative.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I see Blaine obstructed here. He's going to be looking to catch a good bird as he throws it just shy, just past the basket. Good bid, though.
So, yeah, here's where I am after the roll away. There is a little bit of a slope behind the basket you don't think about.
Yeah, from that far back, you're not really looking at the downhill slope behind the basket in the woods, but hey, it's in play, and that's one of the tough parts about this hole, is you think the water's where the trouble comes in, but the approach can get tricky and makes this hole tough. So
yeah, so I think I had some briars on me right there.
And if you look at the background, you can see the bushes moving. And this is down in the valley, so if the bushes are moving in the valley, you can only imagine what it's doing on top of the levee.
Yeah, the tomahawks were flying different today. If you get that face exposed to the wind, it shoves it one way or the other.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. Watching it from both angles, you can see, for the common player, we don't understand, but that shot is difficult, fun, and really works on the mind of your opponent. So
definitely,
I think that's the most reason why they use it. Josh and Blaine, they're trying to get in the heads of the other players.
I just throw it because I don't want to throw a backhand.
Well, when you're a 100-mile-an-hour pitcher, what can you do?
It's a hole 9.
Give him some credit, 85.
Yeah, something like that. It's a hole 9. I'm going tomahawk again, but it's a lot like the last hole, except for it bends right at the end. You actually have to throw over the water, and the woods comes up a lot quicker on the left. So your landing zone's a little bit more tight. The hole is just a little shorter.
Yep, and so you have to play this one a lot smoother. I feel the mid-range play off the tee or the fairway driver off the tee is the way to go because you get less skip. If you skip coming off that cart path, guarantee you're going to be in the woods.
Yeah, Chad did the same thing last round, and Ryan swings it out a little wide.
And I don't think that was that Chad?
Chad went woods left.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So either way, yeah, I do believe that that was out of bounds. Ryan Morris, and yeah, and we're going to see that's what you want to do here.
That's cool to watch from this angle. I don't get to see that much.
Right. Even though he is obstructed mildly, give or take, he is far enough up there where the upshot shouldn't be too bad.
So Blaine and I are throwing our most overstable tomahawk disc here because we definitely don't want to miss left, and that's the way the tomahawk fights. So it pans farther to the right and then crashes as he takes a little roll down towards the woods. He'll be okay with that. One thing about he and I is we don't need a big run up. we can, throw our forehands just by getting one step.
Right, and as you saw Chad, like, he was deep in there, and all he had was a pitch out. So, you got to take your medicine where it comes in, dude.
Yeah, Ryan goes to the drop zone as he was out of bounds, and a great shot. He'll give him a putt for a 4.
Right, and that's another thing in the rules. On hole 8, if you went out of bounds, you played it from where it crossed. If you went out of bounds on hole 9, you took it from the drop zone.
Right.
So you got to make sure you read the rules and understand, what the play is.
Yeah, so Blaine with a great upshot should give him a decent putt at 3. I'm trying to do the same. You're a little blind from the basket down here. And I left a little short. Big skip up to the left.
But you're safe. So, you got to take it from where you can get it.
And Chad, after pitching out of the woods, he's pitching up to have an easy putt for 4, he hopes. And I think he's on the dance floor. I got a putt from up the hill, back down with the wind from about 40 feet. Seems like that's kind of been the common theme of my round so far.
Yeah. This one's hard, too.
As you see, there was a headwind.
Yeah.
And, I called bank off the tree. Y'all just didn't hear me.
I really hope that you went up to that tree and gave it a nice hug, because that one was going probably about 30 feet long. For sure. As you see, Ryan Morris catching the flashback. Give it up to Nuke's Eatery again. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. As you see, they give him the flashback. Nice putt. Super, super, super powerful win out there. And, anytime you make a putt like that, it feels like you just thrown it in from 200.
Yeah. So Blaine taking a second to kind of get his thoughts together as we're about to come down the home stretch, and the wind is ripping off this pond.
Yeah, and if you look in the distance, as a player's perspective, you're noticing that the sky's getting a little darker now.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to play as quick as possible because nobody wants to finish in what we think is about to be coming.
Great putt from Blaine to secure the 3 on this hole.
All right, looks like Chad's in about the same spot he was the first round. Let's see if he can make the same things happen. Except for this will be for par. Yep, I mean, he had the same exact putt from first round, except for a little bit closer. So, you got to count those.
Yeah, and you're not mad with 2 pars on this hole. He cut left into the woods both rounds and cleaned it up pretty well. But a 3 is a great score.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, y'all, that's going to conclude it for round 2, front 9. Y'all stay tuned. Hit that bell notification so that way you know when the final 9 comes out. Again, you're here with Josh Hollingsworth and Philip Tate.
And this is Tatersworth Commentary. See y'all.
Thank y'all. Bye.